Hi, I'm Erin D with Smiling with Erin D, and today we're going to talk about CBS's Ghost. This is going to be my introduction to the show. We're going to talk about different characters. So first, we're going to talk about Samantha and Jay. Samantha and Jay are both living, and they inherit this house. They're both pretty much down on their luck when they inherit the house, and they get pretty excited about the house. The house is old, needs a lot of work, but it's theirs. So they get pretty excited. As they're touring this house, Samantha does not have the gift yet. So Samantha and him are touring the house, and the ghosts do not want them to stay. They do not want these people who are going to change the house on them, change their living situation. They're very happy with the situations they have. So the ghosts plan to do something to make them leave, just scare them a little bit. So they accidentally trip Samantha down the stairs. They feel terrible about it and are very remorseful. When Samantha comes back to the house to recover, it turns out she can now see them, which scares her, which excites the ghost. They now have a living who can see them. So that's how this series starts. Samantha and Jay are such a cute couple. They're very much in love, and they're very funny together because Jay sort of just goes along for the ride in this show. And I love that he can't see them, but he believes in Samantha. He believes in all the stories. He's invested in all the characters. He even has a bond with Pete, who he can't see, can't talk to, but yet is his best buddy. And Pete reciprocates that. Pete feels the same way. Pete is this loving character who has an arrow through his neck. He's just a loving character, and Pete and Jay are just hilarious together, even though they can't see each other, just their bond. We have Roberta, who is the singer who really can sing. That woman can sing. She's beautiful. In an upcoming episode, I am just blown away with her. She sings at some of the most inappropriate points, but she's gorgeous and she's just funny. I love her character. Then we have Flower, who cannot remember a thing past the thing. She says a comment, she forgot it already. She can't remember who anybody is half the time, but she loves everybody. She's very loving, definitely represents the 70s Flowers. She definitely had a life when she lived, robbed a bank, lived in a cult, had adventures, but she got ate by a bear and now she's there. And then we have Isaac, who is Civil War, and it sounds like he didn't really live his true life in his life, but in his afterlife, he's getting to be who he really was. We see the journey of him going in the closet and coming out and being accepted by everybody and loved. It's so fun. Then we have Asher, who is the guy without the pants, and he was definitely rich or worked really hard in his life to party. He worked hard to party hard. And he's a funny character who can actually touch things. And so he is the one responsible for Samantha actually tripping on the vase and going down the stairs. He also gets everybody into a little trouble because he can text, because he can touch things. It takes a long time. He can go on the internet. He's a great character. Really interesting to see somebody be comedic without pants on all the time. That has to be a tough role. I give him credit. I'm sorry. I said his real name. Asher's name in the show is Trevor. Trevor is this great character who is funny, has no pants on, was like the ultimate bachelor in his life, worked really hard for money, but it was work hard, play hard type of guy. And you can see he was probably one of those guys that in life you really would have wanted to avoid at a bar, but he's very loving in this show. But his lovingness is sort of hidden by his quirkiness, I'm going to say, and his playfulness. I love that he can touch things. He did knock over the vase, which eventually caused Samantha to see them all. Yeah, he can go on the internet because he can use that one finger. It's slow, but he can do it. He can text. We see him go through a lot of adventures and get them all into a little bit of trouble because of his ability to still contact into the real life. real life people by the texting and being on the internet. Then we'll go to Hetty. Hetty is actually related to Samantha because she is a great relative. Great. And Hetty is very proper, or she pretends to be very proper, and she comes from a lifestyle where she had a lot of money and she thinks things should be a certain way and done a certain way, and she certainly is very pushy about her values and her ideas. But I love Hetty and I love Roberta together. They make such a comedic team, and I love how they're from two different worlds, two different times, and yet they are definitely best friends. And even when they fight, they're like sisters. They always come back together. That leads us to Thor, and Thor is this character who is very brutal, and we see in the beginning, he just talks about beating people, and if it doesn't go his way, smashing things. And then we've seen him develop into this great love with Flower, where he's very soft and very comforting. And he's very protective of the group. And I really love him and his character development. One of the people we don't talk a lot about because she's a basement ghost, but I think she has become one of the main characters, even though she's not on the posters yet, is Nancy. She's a basement ghost that we do see come upstairs a lot. We saw her have a relationship with Pete, be Pete's fake girlfriend, and then end up in a relationship with Thor and Flower. And she's just somebody who is brutally honest and brutally funny, and is not willing to stay where the other basement ghosts stay just because she may be a little different than everybody else. I love her, and I love that she's pushing her way into the main character group. I'm sorry if I mispronounce this. Sassifis, who is one of my favorite characters. He's so knowledgeable, but nobody really acknowledges his knowledge. He's been one of the oldest ghosts, and he's seen everybody die. Or he at least has been there the longest. I think he is the longest ghost. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So this is just my brief overhaul of Ghosts, CBS's original show, also seen on Paramount Plus. If you enjoy the show, please leave comments. If this is a show that everybody is watching, we can do some lives. Let me know. And thank you so much. Bye, everybody.